Okay, let's get right into the stock market technical analysis. I waited pretty much till the end of the day to get this video out. I just wanted to see how the charts were going to trade out. All right, so we're going to go through tech. We have Tesla earnings coming out after the bell today. So that's likely going to move the market. And so we'll look at that. And the dollar, bond yields, very interesting there. I think it's very important to be watching that one. So let's get into it, guys. If you guys are finding value in my content, please drop me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. If you're interested in learning this as a skill set, learning how to read the charts, what to look for in the charts to give you an indication of where the probabilities lie in terms of where the price might go in the future, take my stock market technical analysis course. It's priced affordable, available to all, and in the link in the description below. Finally, if you're interested in getting additional market insights, I do have a private member group. I throw out kind of additional trade ideas there, give you guys market insights. I haven't been super active this week in there, but there's just, again, we're kind of in a chop zone. There's just not a lot that I'm really seeing in terms of actionable trades yet. There's definitely lots of setups, and I've been pointing that stuff out. I pointed out Netflix yesterday, but we're not seeing, we need to kind of get through this earnings season, at least the tech stocks, to see where we're going next. So link in the description if you're interested in joining the private member group. All right, triple Qs. We are sitting right back there on that 270 mark. Look at that. Perfect candle today. So I've been talking in the private member group how important 270 apparently is for some reason. And when I go down to the hourly here, we've traded on this level either from below or above for quite a while. You can see there, we were above there. Then once we were below it, then we popped above it, and we're just sitting on it. It's just, we're not going anywhere. So it gives me some pause for sure for a long trade, because, the bigger picture is, when I go back to the hourly, we are in a downtrend. This is a downtrend. We have not made, if you really look at it, we're making lower lows and lower highs starting back in January. And even this high right here is a lower high. So I'm a little mixed. And I might even go into the close short, not aggressively short, more moderately short. But again, it's, I'm not confident in the short term exactly where I think it's going to go. We have bullish divergence, all right? That we do have to point that out. Bullish divergence on the daily chart. We're above the 270 mark as of right now, and this, as of today, should act as support, all right? So if it doesn't and we break down, if we break this level of 270, then it's going to be bearish. So any kind of daily closes below 270 is bearish, and I think that's going to set us up for probably pretty impulsive selling. So I'm just just keep it simple. If you could take a position really one way or the other, bullish or bearish, I think it's kind of any man's, it's kind of anybody's game right now. And just I just don't think aggressively long or aggressively short makes sense right here. But from my perspective, it could easily break down. And if we see a break, and especially a daily close below 270, that should usher in a lot more selling and really ultimately get us down to our profit targets, which I do believe will be hit on triple Qs of 238. All right, that's the next level to the downside that we're looking at a reaction to take place. It might happen now. All right, I'm not, it might. And honestly, the last couple of days have been really choppy trading. Anybody that's, been trading the last few markets is gapping up, crashing down, gapping down, ramping up, chopping up and down. It's really choppy. So best to keep positions light, in my opinion. But, I don't know. Right now, it's tough to be long. That's just kind of what I'm getting at. I'd almost rather be short with a smaller position in attempts to catch that crash move to the downside. And then I can always add to that position as long as they don't get crazy on me in some sort of a gap. I could always add to the position or close it out for small loss. So that's where I'm at right now, guys. especially when you look at the bond yields. The bond yields, TLT, just continuing lower, which means interest rates are rising more and more. That's bad for stocks. That's bad for the economy in general, especially an economy like ours that's built off of, credit basically and debt. Higher interest rates is bad for everything. So look at today. We're just moving lower. I don't know. It kind of tells me that the market is holding up while the bonds is moving lower. One of these is going to change course. Either the market's coming down and going to crash, or the bonds are going to move up. So that's it. That's all I see. And the bonds seem to not want to trade up until probably the Fed comes out and does some sort, the Fed's going to have to stop the bleed, I think. And that's likely going to happen soon, but I don't know exactly when, but probably pretty soon, because we're reaching a point where the interest rates are moving too quickly. So, yeah, we might be in for that crash down in the market, guys. And you just, at the end of the day, when we're in a position right where we're at, it's really hard for me to say, oh, I'm pretty confident it's going to do this. You kind of have to just, you just have to read the charts and then take on some risk. I think lighter position size makes sense. And that's all I have on that one. Well, actually, on the bond yields, you will notice that we still have bullish divergence. If I zoom in, it's just barely there. So this is the PPO is pointed straight down though. So if these go much lower, you're going to burn through the divergence, and it's going to be pretty bearish. So the buyers need to step in basically in here and now. And also we've got this potential trend line to watch. Let me grab the right tool. Right here, there's support, and we're kind of right there at that support level now. So I think the buyers are going to step in here on the bonds, but we don't see it yet. Okay, Tesla. Tesla has earnings today. And what I wanted to point out is, so we don't know which way earnings are going to go. Okay, I do know that interest rates have risen, and that's going to inhibit people's ability to buy cars, especially kind of, Tesla expensive cars. But that doesn't mean that the market can't gap up or trade up on whatever they come out with. So here's what I see so far in Tesla. We've got a support level of about 206.80. And you can see recently we had two reactions there, and then we had another reaction there. We did bounce off of that, and we're just kind of in the middle of support and resistance. So support is about 234.50, I believe, and then pretty good support actually right up here about 259, and then resistance is that low of 207. We're probably going to gap up or down, probably pretty big, one way or the other, and there is a potential bear flag going on. You can kind of mark it out here, and if you take it right there and look at where it hits, it's basically lining up with this downtrend line that I have marked out pretty much perfectly. So I don't know. That looks like the area, the direction it might go after earnings. I'm probably going to go into the close with a small short position on Tesla and look to capture maybe this downside move. On the hourly chart, we look here, you'll notice recently we had bullish divergence, all right, on the hourly. So there's the bullish divergence showing up. That's a divergent low, and we're just right there in the middle. So at the end of the day, the charts are set up bullish with bullish divergence. So again, keeping my position small, that's kind of key. If I'm wrong on some of these trades, and being short Tesla is kind of a counter trade with the divergence, but the momentum is down. So, I'm going to go with the momentum on this one, looking for more downside. We just have a divergence on the hourly. I think maybe that played out with this spike here, and we're going to roll over now. So, okay, that's it. First Solar. Okay, so First Solar, it's got earnings coming up in a week or so. So nothing to worry about yet, but we're in this downward channel right now. Okay, and there's no change there. All right, we're sitting kind of at support, but there's really no change in this downward price channel. So I think we're heading lower. Next level of support, 113. It's about 114-ish right in there, and then we've got this big gap to fill, and the gap fill comes in at about 78. So I think we're just continuing as we start to get closer and closer to that gap. The selling should intensify, as everyone who is long realizes what's going on, they should all start to exit at once, and we should see the selling really start to pick up. So I'm looking for that, and that's it. That's all I really have. And then on the hourly, no real divergence. We're kind of popped a little right here in price. Let me kind of clean this up. Popped here in price recently, just right here. But the momentum moved up too, so we're not diverging. We're just downward. I think the next leg's lower. And Netflix, yesterday I noticed, and I posted in the private member group that, Netflix was coming into earnings really pushing right up against this resistance line. You can see that's kind of your gap. This is the gap we're trading off of. Everybody sees that gap, so we were kind of pushing up against that. You can see resistance, resistance, resistance. And yesterday we were just slightly below it. But big bullish divergence building for quite a while. So the momentum was telling me we were likely going to go to the upside as that momentum just continued to build bullish. And then obviously the earnings gapped up and we ran right into the 200-day moving average right there at about 280. So I was thinking that we'd have a pullback as we ramped into the 200. We'd probably get a pullback. Anything, at this point, any kind of move back down to about 250, 250, 350 or so, or actually down to about 249. Sorry, that's about the gap, 249. Anywhere right in there, basically, is support, and we should bounce off of that as we move to fill the gap. All right. Now the gap's really obvious, so I wouldn't expect that we'll actually fill it. I think the sellers will step in early, but we should probably get kind of close and then probably roll over. All right, so maybe a pop over the 200-day, whatever day that happens. If you pop over the 200, we're probably going to ramp a little bit, and then that's probably about as good as you're going to get. And I'd look to sell that if you were long on that. So at the end of the day, I think we pull back a little bit, do a back test, and then ramp up into that gap. That's all I got on that one. And that's all I have today. I'm going to get the video out. Hopefully I can get it out before the market closes. Guys, let me know how I'm doing. Leave a comment below. Obviously, I got that course in the private member group available if you're interested. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.